Hi, friends. Welcome to my podcast. So, this is the 12th episode of my video. In this video, I have my special friend Arvind. So, Arvind,
Hi.
welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Mohan.
So, how are you feeling?
Great.
So, I want to give a short introduction about yourself to my audience.
Okay. My name is Arvind, and I'm currently pursuing a BA LLB honors degree, and I'm in my ninth sem. I'm also interning currently, as I'm at the verge of completion of my degree. In the coming 3 months, I might very well be a lawyer.
So, when is it like in the next 3 months itself you'll become a
Yes.
lawyer, or is it any exam that you need to?
I would be eligible for AIB, All India Bar Examination. Once I crack the same, I would be an enrolled advocate.
So the reason that I have brought him in my podcast is to learn law, to know a basic law as a citizen. See, like to be honest, we Indians don't even know a basic law to live in India. We are scared of anyone, any higher authority we see. So Arvind, I need your help to teach my audience and me and my friends and whoever is seeing this video to know at least a basic law where we should use that law.
Okay. See, your
I'll give
question.
you an example. Just we'll start in traffic.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll give you a situation which has happened to me recently. Okay.
Hmm.
Just 2 days back, one of my friends,
Okay.
so she called me.
Hmm.
She said like she was called by police.
Uh-huh.
She was not wearing helmet.
Hmm.
So in the situation, she was not wearing helmet. Okay.
Mhm.
So the question is, do a female, if she is caught, do a female, inspector or whoever, they have to come, or even in the male can.
Okay. So let me explain. You see how the law works and how it is in action.
Okay, see, I know you're very intelligent on that. No, you don't have to use a fancy word. Just
I explain it in simple terms. Don't worry. The thing is, you make a law. Okay. On the paper, you want it to work in this manner. Okay. But when it comes to the execution part, it's always different. And oftentimes, frankly put, it is gender biased, depending upon locations to location. If you must agree with me in your experience, in Tamil Nadu, when a woman is sitting behind pillion, that is, she is sitting, the rider is the male, but the person sitting behind is the female. And even if the rider does not wear a helmet, the police does not catch them just because the female is sitting.
why?
Because that's how the law is in action. The law is very clear when it was made that any person, the word employed is person, who is caught without wearing a helmet ought to be fined, subject to such and such fine. But on the implementation level, if a female is your pillion and you are the rider, then you need not be wearing a helmet. This is how I've seen in my experience. You will agree. So, anyways, so far as your question was, let's say a female, first off, no female is caught in. Okay. Nobody catches a female because you will agree. One reason is again, it is a male cops, traffic police. It's a male, so they now don't even want to do anything with the female. But the law applies. And so far as implementation goes, it is not that a male cop cannot, stop a female riding the bike from taking fun. He can very well do that. Only one place wherein a woman angle comes in, vis-a-vis arrest of a female. See, a male police may very much stop a woman.
Can stop.
Yes.
But can they,
No, they
take them to
can't.
custody?
No. That is not allowed. You can touch the female. No, you can't touch
You
the
can't,
female. It can only be done by a female officer.
Okay.
That is the law as it stands today. Yes.
Okay. So I mean, I'm so clear about what you said. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the next is like, why don't Indian education implement at least a basic law for citizens?
Okay. See what happens.
Because even if in foreign country, example USA itself,
Mhm.
each and every citizen know a basic law how they should act according to the situation.
Yes.
But we need the literally scale.
Mm. See, usually, commonly, let me cluster your question for better understanding since it is very vague. What law you ought to know? Okay, that's the question, right? Now, ideally, in any situation, suppose I'm living in my country, I should know the supreme law of my land. Other laws keep happening. Every day there is a new law.
You mean state?
As in of my country, I should know the supreme law of my country. Now, the supreme law of India is the constitution.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, constitution is supreme. I need to know that at least. Other laws I may or may not know.
Okay.
Because the constitution is a repository. Rather, let me say, you can view it as a vessel containing all your basic rights. Because all other laws take their source from the constitution. Should you know all the articles in it? There are about
It's not necessary.
Right. There are about 448 articles as it stands today. So you want to know all 448? No, that's not the scenario. What you want to know is the constitution is divided into 22 parts. Okay. Each part has a certain number of articles in it. Now, as a citizen, you want to know part 3 and part 4. Out of the 22 parts, you need to just know part 3 and part 4. Why do I say you need to know these two parts?
It's not like we need to know. I'm saying that how
Yes,
we can know.
how you could know? Okay, you constitution is available.
It is available. Someone has to implement.
No, no. See, I'll tell you. See, what happens is India is blessed. Why we say blessed? See, we have a hierarchy of usually in your corporate experience and famous agree with me. Anywhere you work, they say follow the hierarchy.
Uh,
From the school where we study to the college, we go anywhere, we go even in office, they say if you have a grievance, you follow the hierarchy. You first go to the TL, team leader, then you go to your manager, then you go to the boss. But in India, you have a part 3, and part 3 constitutes around fundamental rights we call. If any of them is breached, you need not go to district court first, then to high court, then to Supreme Court. You can straight away go to Supreme Court. That's the level of implementation which your country has. I'll give an example. Now, the part 3 it starts from Article 12 to 35. These are the total number of articles in it. You need not know all of them. So basically, you should know that they are giving you some rights. Now, these rights, if I have to cluster it, very simple. One is you have a right to be treated equally. Okay, nobody can discriminate against you on the basis of words used there on any basis. If you see 14 tells you are equal before the eyes of law. And 15 Article 15 again tells you that you cannot be discriminated on 5 grounds. Sex, major grounds of discrimination happens on the sex, race, religion, caste, place of birth. On these basis, you cannot be discriminated. If you go to 16, very important, equality in matters of public employment. Suppose you are applying for a job, public job, then you cannot be discriminated against. Then 17 is a specific provision which is, you will not find this provision in any other constitution of the world. 17 talks about abolition of untouchability. You imagine, we have incorporated a historical struggle in the nature of the right. We are the probably only nation who is granting every citizen such a right. Nobody can be, if you can find a case. In fact, you have a specific act, prevention of atrocities against scheduled tribe and scheduled caste who are subject to this untouchability practice. Some basic history you would know. So you are right that giving the constitutional right, highest law of the land, contains the right that you should not be discriminated. And you will see that in some hotels when you go, if a person is begging us, they don't let him in. This is wrong. If he happens to be a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, and if he goes to the police station, first the person will be arrested, then secondary proceedings will follow. So the law is very effective.
If he goes to the police station, even police station will not mean
Yes,
police.
yes, I agree with you. Even police may not entertain him. But that's why you have a special act. You understand? In order to implement, I told them every act that you have, it's small acts. Let's say state government is passing an act, law. Then central government is passing a law. All of them has certain grounding in the constitution. You understand? If they do not have any grounding in the constitution, then that law will be null and void. It will be struck down, cancelled.
Okay, the question is who makes the law and why it has not been set.
Okay, you asked, right? What power does a citizen have? See, all your rights are fundamental rights. I give you a very simple
When
example.
incident happens, I will not know the law until unless I go to the lawyer.
Yes, yes, yes.
But I should know. I should have basic knowledge. Yeah, okay, this is. I need help from a lawyer to get more.
Yes.
But why it has not been taught in India?
See, what happened is recently, I think last year, there was a news that in all schools, we take that pledge, Indian pledge. India is my country, all are my brother. Alongside that, a new practice was implemented, wherein students were asked to repeat or rather, speak out loudly the preamble of the Indian Constitution. Basically, preamble of the Indian Constitution is let's say that you make a book and then you write a preface, right, to a book, introductory part. What is the book about? So similarly, the Constitution has a preamble. Preamble is basically your identity card. So the preamble, if I'll just tell you what it is, crux of it is. It starts with this word. How it starts from India is my country. Here it starts with we the people of India. See, because constitution is something which the citizens are given to themselves.
Okay.
It's not somebody made it. Begin with the word, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular republic.
By knowing them, they do not know their
And
constitution.
then right. So the preamble contains every other part. I told you constitution has 22 parts. Whatever principle, philosophy is in these 22 parts, you will find it in the preamble.
Okay.
See, first off, part 1 to 4 talks about, part 1 and 2 talks about what kind of a nation we are. Then part 3 and 4 talks about rights. Now, Preble mentions these words liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. It's again a freedom, liberty you have. Then equality of status and opportunities. The right again is conferred. Fraternity. All these are there in the preamble. So when you read the preamble, okay, you should not just be reading out the preamble, but see, the way I see it is, we read the pledge when we were young. Although we didn't understand the meaning of it. But eventually, when our consciousness, awakens, we want to know the meaning of it.
Correct.
So someday when you teach children that this is the preamble, you read it, maybe when their consciousness awakens, they'll go research upon it. See, I'm telling you, the lawyer to citizen ratio in India, doctor to patient ratio is there, right? They say that for every 10 people or 50 people, we do not even have one doctor in the country.
Wow.
The lawyer to citizen ratio, rather it is, how do I say, it's disproportionate. In some places, you have so many lawyers, and some do not have even single lawyer in rural areas of such places. There are around how many law schools are there in India? More than medical schools. Law is something which has become very common these days. In fact, most sought out degree in the current times in India is law. Next only to CSC and other software. So people are being taught the law. It's not that they're not being taught the law. But yeah,
No. They have been not. Okay. I'll tell you. We have, when we are a kid, okay, we have science, maths, and all this.
yes.
It's important to us for our career.
Yes.
But to live in a country, we can't, they bring a subject called law till 12, they can teach a basic one. Why this has not been happening? Why we have option only when you go to college? Like, arts, then college.
Okay, interesting question. See, what happened is sometime back, I'll tell you when can somebody pursue law as a degree.
Not in degree.
I'll tell you, your answer will be covered in this. See, what happens is law can be pursued as a 5-year program or a 3-year program. If you're pursuing a 5-year program, then you can very well enter the college after 12th. But you will have to study for 5 years again. Note this. And if you have to pursue law for 3 years, then you should already have a bachelor's degree. You understood? So why is that so? No.
Interesting.
No,
You're not answering.
I'll answer. Your question will be answered. Understand? The question which you asked, they went to Supreme Court. One of the advocates goes to Supreme Court and say, why is this so? Why are you not teaching law? Why are you not giving people opportunity to law? Practice the law at a young age. Rather, why are you telling that even to pursue a bachelor degree in law, you need to have another bachelor degree? What is this condition? Court replies, law is advanced common sense.
Okay.
You cannot learn things by reading. Understand this. It is developed with time. You attain a certain age, you attain a certain maturity. You will agree with me?
See, everything is learned in theory.
I agree with you. See, what happens is, let's say I learned the law. Again, understand the difference. I learned the law. I will always use it as a weapon. I'll give you an example.
Not a weapon.
I'll give you. See, why? What happens is, I know the law. Okay. I'll tell you, practically, when you wake up from the morning, by the time you go to bed again, you would have unconsciously broken several laws. Now, being equipped, see, there are a lot of things when you go into the technicalities of it. There's a difference in law, de minimis non curat lex. That means Small things, trifles, you understand? They are not an offense in law. But there is a law punishing them. Suppose, like you say, if we educate every citizen, I'm not against it. You educate them. You tell them these are the laws that you have. It will help you hold the police in check or any higher authority in check. But that's the point. Every day a new law is being made. How can you possibly teach them? So the practical approach is to know the philosophy. That's why I said the philosophy is the constitution. We can teach this philosophy to everybody.
I'm not saying that we have to teach law. I'm saying that we have to teach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C.
Okay.
That's it. The basic. They want to make a words or sentence or essay. That's it's their thing.
Okay. But
The basic.
that's what I'm saying. I'm in tandem with you. You teach them the philosophy of law. This is how the law works. I'll give you an example just to explain what I'm trying to tell you. Let's say that that in Muslim religion there is a law, talaki bidat. You understand? Talaki bidat.
I think the only it applies only to Muslim.
Only to Muslim. Okay. In Muslim, there's a law which says that if a was at least not anymore. If the husband pronounces it a single breath, as we talk, talak, 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 there is divorce. Logical. Any person should see through it and know that something is wrong with this boss, right? But the community lived with such law until 2019. Just 6 years back, that law was struck down as unconstitutional. Now the constitution implemented in 1950,
That law.
it was created by the people. The religious law of Islam created.
If it was created by them,
Huh.
but who implements with the constitution?
Who implement it is the Supreme Court. That's why you see, I told you that we are, as a citizen, you need not go to follow hierarchy when it comes to your fundamental rights. Now, fundamental one right you have. Under it, all rights can be brought in.
See, the Muslims hated that law. Okay.
Yeah.
It goes to the Supreme Court. Yes. So they have to think twice to implement that law, right?
No, they will say this law is wrong. See, I'm giving an example. Understand? You asked the question. See, there are so many laws. How can anybody know all the laws? My point is, even lawyers do not know. I also do not know all the laws in the country, but I know the philosophy of law. This law is nothing logic and reason. Okay. So the moment your logic and reason does not align, that cannot be a law course. Something is wrong with the law. I'll give you a very practical example. This is complicated Muslim law. I'll give you an example. Now, recently, you would be aware that this Tamil Nadu government, let's say, I'll give an hypothetical example. Let's say Tamil Nadu government is implementing a law stating that in all government schools of Tamil Nadu, everybody would have to keep a certain vibhuti on the head when they come to school. Already you have a uniform. Understand this. There are two laws. One is
Confused here. So these law state which they are creating. Is it applies only in India or even if you go to foreign country,
every country works like
have
this.
their own state laws.
Yes. State laws. See, US works this way. There are a lot of structure, political structure. US has 50 states. Every 50 state can implement their own law. Plus, there is the constitution. Constitution can never be wrong. At least no constitution is ever wrong. You cannot find something absurd or something unreasonable being spoken in the constitution. It's never so. Because constitution is philosophy. Sacred philosophy we call it. So something which is sacred cannot be wrong. So your logic will agree with whatever it is saying. There's nothing wrong in that. So that is the ultimate check on any law. Now let's say that the government is implementing a law. One is already you have a law which says you have to wear uniform. Okay. Your logic says this is right. Okay, everybody has to wear uniform. Now something says that you have to also keep a vibhuti on. Something is wrong with this, right? This is imposition.
Okay.
Now let's say the Tamil Nadu government says all exams will be conducted only in Tamil. Nobody shall write in English or Hindi. Something is wrong with this. You can see logically something is wrong. So this something is wrong. How do you know? No, whether something is wrong or not, how do you test that? Whether am I feeling it is wrong, or is there any calculus or any means to test that something is wrong? That means with the constitution. Now let's say that.
What if people are not going against? They are like okay with that.
That's why I'm telling you, they know the philosophy. All you need to know is part 3. Just need to know part 3 of the Indian constitution. Because see, part 3, I told you 12 to 35. 14 to 32 covers all your rights. I'll give you some example. one article is very, very supreme. Article 21. It simply says two words, the marginal note of it, right to life and personal liberty. When the Constitution itself tells you have right to life, imagine what all things can be brought in the right. Life doesn't mean mere animal existence, right? Life also means right to water, right to shelter, right to sleep. You will not believe once in a school, since you are what is the law, right? Once in a school, it's a real case. You Google it. The case title is State of Kerala. It happened in State of Kerala. Joseph something is of this sort. Janagan Man. You agree? Janagan Man?
Okay.
It was played in a school assembly. Okay. And two children, they stood up, but they did not sing the song. National anthem of the country. They didn't sing it. They stood up, but they didn't sing. Understand? So these two were again expelled from the school because they didn't sing the national anthem. Now, these two children belong to a certain sect of Christianity called Jehovah's Witnesses. And they challenged the law. They said that, look, the Constitution, Article 25, gives me right to freedom of religion and conscience. They said,
You don't have to follow. It's
yes. They said, their argument was simple. My religion, my conscience lies with Jehovah. And that doesn't allow us to uh, praise anything other than the Bible. We respect the national anthem. That's why we stood up. But we don't want to sing. It is our prerogative. You will not believe the court sided with them. Court said, yes, it is right. You are respected. But they have consents. How do you balance both rights? So when you get into the depth of it, all you need to know is applying your logic. Law is nothing, mere logic plus reason. And that has to be advanced. That's why I said, no, you cannot teach everybody the law. Because it requires some heightened common sense. It's very simple words. Common sense, it is developed through common practice. You and I, let's say we are living here together. So we make some rules. Okay, so that we both and rules will be keeping on, we will keep forming them as long as we live together. It's not like we made 3 rules. Tomorrow the 3 may become 6. But there is a fundamental principle, philosophy, that would be we will not fight each other. So these are some wrongs, major wrongs. Similarly, when you build a nation, people have to live together. So you met the initial set of rules. Now, whatever subsequent rules you make, you will always check that whether it is violating the initial set of rules. So all you need to know is the philosophy. So where that goes, in my opinion, you will find the philosophy in part 3. This is something I say, part 3 of the Indian Constitution is fundamental rights. That is something every citizen ought to know. And part 4A, again, is fundamental duties. You just need to know these two.
whatever you said, I really didn't understand part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. But I want to know a basic law. That's it. What you said makes sense. A lot of sense, like, why law and all this stuff. But it should be practical in my life, in day to day life.
Yes, see, let's say, I'll give an example. Let us say somebody.
On the okay, it makes sense.
Hmm.
But as a common man, now I understood what you said. But there are like common people who wants to know a basic, not so depth.
Okay. See, I'm giving you the basic law when you say, let's say, deal with your basic day to day affairs. There are so many laws. You cannot possibly know. That is the point I'm trying to make.
I'll give an example.
Okay, I'll give you.
I'm taking a license.
Huh.
Okay. That means they teach me how to follow rules on road. Why can't they teach this also?
Teach what?
What are the things? How can I, know what are the how to put them words? What law should I know when I'm riding a bike?
Simple. They already tell you these things.
No, they don't tell.
You just need to know
When
things.
I have, no, they don't tell.
See, when you are granted your license, you have to undertake an exam. Did you write the exam?
Yeah.
They
In
must
that
have.
exam, they didn't mention.
You will have to study the laws.
See, when I went with you,
Huh.
you said that it is not necessary that if I don't have a license, it is not necessary that I need to pay a fine.
No.
You said
No. That was a different scenario. See, what happens is, if you do not have a license, there is a certain motor vehicle rules. Okay. Suppose, let's say that I am a police officer. I stop you. demand your license be shown to me. Let's say at that moment you do not have your license, but you are a licensed person. You have your license. It is just so that you do not happen to have it in your immediate possession. You don't have it with you now. Doesn't mean the police other rules you are following. You have your helmet on and no other violations you have done. It is just that you do not have your license with you at the moment when I demanded of you. So logically, applying a logic, should you be, punished for the sake, or should you be
I follow
fined?
the law.
You will be. But certain motor vehicle routes, as per which there is one particular explicit section, probably
You're a
135,
lawyer, you know this.
136 or 138, some section. We'll confirm the section in chatbot or something. We'll post that, section as well. What it says is, the section simply says that let's say you do not have it. All you need to do is within 15 days, you need to go to the police officer and show him the license, or you could also post the concerned police officer your license within 15 days time. Then you will not be charged any fine. This is the law. Common sense again. So this is something people may not know. But yeah, what happens is apply logic. The law will say that.
Okay. But what if the police instantly says that, okay, I'll give you 15 days time. Why can't they say this? They know the law, right?
This is see, that's the thing. Frankly, even police do not know the law. This is the harsh reality. Believe me, when you go to a police station, you have never been, so you do not know. Now, what happens is how system works. Again, we began with this very words and we revolved again to the same. Law is there. Okay. In order for you to implement the law, two people, either one of us know the law. You understand?
Okay, now you're saying if both doesn't know,
One is the implementer, the other is the implementer. Both do not know. One who made the law knows there's not sufficient publication of that law. The formality is see how the law works, I'll tell you. That's one magazine. You should know this. Very important. Ignorantia juris non excusat. Means that ignorance of law of a country is not excused at all. Suppose we broke a law. Can you say that I didn't know this law exists? You cannot take the defense at all in court. One. What's what happened? And just to explain the absurdity of this presumption, I'll give you an example. One person was sailing. He was a sailor. He was on ship. He used to smuggle gold. He used to get the gold from a certain place into this country. Now, one day he went. That time there was no law against it. Okay. Next day when he entered this event, he got gold. When he stepped out to the land, shore, police apprehended him. They said the law has changed. It's a real case. R versus Bailey. And they said the law has changed. No, it is punishable. And he took the defense. I didn't know the law. Court said you should know the law, wherever you may. So that's the presumption. However absurd it is. You cannot say, suppose they are caught breaking a law, no citizen can go to court and say, I didn't know such a law exists. This is the state of affairs. Now, how do you account for it? How do you make it work? Now, let's say somebody is making a law, state government or central government. What they do is, when they say the law is into force, is when they publish it in the official gazette. The moment law is made, you know the process. Bill is passed, both the houses passed, be it state or central, and then president or governor, as it is, they sign it. Then the law is still not into force. The moment it is published in the official gazette, it will say the law is made. The law is into action. It is enforced. So, and you cannot take the defense of there is no law. So that's why I said you can never know all the laws. All you need to know is your common sense. That will be your biggest savior, even when a law is against you or in favor of you. We took example of that helmet thing. License thing, right? You play common sense. You have a license. It just so happens that you do not have it in your immediate possession. Can any law, by logic, can any law require you to pay fine? No, right? Something has to be there to help you. Common sense says that. So you follow your common sense, do your research.
if
No.
see, if I don't know the law,
Follow your common sense.
common sense.
What does your
I
common
have
sense?
to make what is it, a police officer, traffic police, to understand that I want to know something.
Yes, you tell
How you
me
make
that. Okay, you see.
This is happening in the daily basis.
Yes, I agree with you.
It says not because no, but don't call in any.
Yes, you are right. See, these things are a reality. I don't disagree with you. But yeah, this is where
This is what I can do. Can I, Google it? Can I use the mobile?
yes, yes, you can do. See, suppose let's say a police catch holds of you. He doesn't have access to your mobile phone.
Mhm.
One.
He can't confiscate.
No, he can't do that. He can't confiscate your mobile phone because again, it is a fundamental right. That's why I said part three. Simply, you will tell him that my article. See, what happened is you say Americans know the law. Americans always say when a police is questioning, it's commonly watched in the movies. They say that I plead the fifth. You come across this phrase. If the police, I'm a police officer, I'm questioning you. Give me this information, all this. There are two things. I need my attorney, or they'll say I plead the fifth. What do they mean by plead the fifth? What is this fifth? Fifth is nothing but it is a fifth amendment in their US Constitution, which gives them the right against self-incrimination. The moment I ask you a question, and if you think that by answering this question, you will be incriminating yourself. You understood? That is, you will be framing yourself for your own crime.
Mhm.
So you can say, I don't want to answer it. I plead my fifth. So do we have something of that sort? And if at all, where? We have it with the Indian Constitution. And in ours, it is 20 cross 3. You could say it is, I plead the 20 cross 3.
Can I ask another question? Has it every US citizen? Okay, not every, maybe 80 to 90. They know a basic. From when do they know the basic?
Because see, somewhere you can say their education system has contributed, or for that matter, yeah, I told you right. It's implemented. People